Hello and welcome! This is a detailed video for manufacture delivery, and what I'm going to show you is everything involved in this process, where you get the materials, how you make them, what the points are when you turn them in, and give you an idea of what the competition looks like and how much you should shoot for in when you're making stuff to get up to the top of the leaderboard so you can get a certificate to craft a special item. So without further ado, let us begin. Here we go. Okay, first things first, I need to show you where node management is. So during gameplay, you tap on camp and you're taken to your camp. So when you're there, then it's at the bottom of the screen here where it says gather and farm, and there it is, node management. But before we get into that, we need to make sure we have workers and resources to be able to work with it. So here we have 18 workers, camp workers waiting to be used. So this is good. I'm just making sure they're encouraged and greeted, so everything's good. But if you need more people, come here to the pub, hire worker. You'll need, at the very top here, the currency to hire them, which is contribution points. And I have a video about the pub if you're not sure how to work it. But once you have enough workers, then let's go into node management. So we'll just tap on it and go in. And this is the map we're going to be working with to explain how Lucy, the AI vendor for manufacturing, works. As you can see, there's lit up areas and there are dark areas. The lit up areas are things that are working. The dark areas are things you can have a worker go to. So you would unlock it, and you need the contribution points to unlock it. So I have 17 available. So tap unlock node. It would be because I'm trying to get this resource, Shadowveil Powder. So you tap to unlock it, and now you can see it's not black and white, it actually has color. Node investment is adding contribution points to increase how much you get when you send somebody out to get it. So your stack that they return with will be a lot more. So you can tap to invest contribution points. So I kind of locked it in at level 2, but let's go ahead and go back and show you. It goes all the way up to level 10. There it is. That is max level, and 15. I believe it's 15 per. So she would definitely come back to you with a heck of a lot more than just 15. That would be this right here, the multiplier. So you can have her repeat it 20 times, so 20 times 15, not a math major, but you'll be getting good resources. And if you change your mind, you can tap on disconnect node, and those contribution points will be returned to you. So now at the top, you see I'm back to 17. So this is the map we're gonna work with. I'm gonna just collect my resources here, and you'll see that they've already been working away, and I'm collecting what I can. And also in the top left corner is manage workers, so you can see who's doing what and that you have people available to assign. So now that you know how this works, we're going to move on to the maps I have for you. So what you're looking at now is the world map. It's a still image of every location you can place someone. It's showing the ones that I have highlighted and are using, and the ones that I'm not using, which are dark and black and white. And actually in the middle of the screen and at the top in the middle, that's not lit up yellow, it's just like a light brown and a brown. Those are nodes that I have unlocked, but I don't have anyone doing anything for it. So I would want to send someone to go fishing to bring resources. What is going to happen now is going to be a series of maps showing you where all the resources are, so you can use the shortcut links in this video to go to the resource you're looking for and know what the location is. It is very obvious over time when you work with this map, but some of them, like powders, are not so easy. and it will be with this video. So let's go ahead and start showing you these maps. Here we go. And first up is Rugged Boulder. So as you can see in the top left corner is the name of the resource you're looking for, the icon of what it looks like, and if you follow the red line to the areas that are circled red, you'll see that there are 6 locations on this map that are circled. So any one of those, if you send a resource person to it or a camp person to it, then they can start getting that resource for you. But just know that you have to connect each node to each other. They have to all be aligned, connecting to each one you want to use. You can't just pick and choose which ones you want unless you buy or unlock a town. Like for example, Calpheon City, it can go up north to Quint Hill, and then Keplan can go to the right and unlock Quarry Cave. So you can do that, but to just pick them out in the open with no major city connecting to it, you can't do that. So this is Rugged Boulder. Let's move on to the next map. And next up is Tree Sap. As you can see, the name is in the top left corner. The icon for what it is on the right. And you can see that there are 3 resources connected to Tree Sap, and they are circled in red with the lines connecting to them. So if you need this resource, those are the places you need to unlock. So let's go ahead and go to the next map. Here we go. And next up is Wild Grass. As you can see, the name is in the top left corner. The icon of what it looks like is next to it, and there are 6 locations circled. Just follow the red lines, and those are the ones you want to unlock if you need this resource. So let's move on to the next map. And next up is Dark Crystal Ore. As you can see, there are 6 locations. Just follow the red line to each one that's circled and make sure you unlock those resources. So let's move on to the next map. And next up is Sardine. As you can see, the name's in the top left corner. The icon for it is next to it. And if you follow the red line, there are 4 resources circled for where you can get sardine, the fish. So let's go ahead and move on to the next map. And next up is White Carp. As you can see, at the top left corner is the name. The icon is next to it on what it looks like. This is a fish. And if you follow the red lines, you will see that there are 3 locations to get white carp. So if you need this resource, make sure you unlock those nodes. So let's go ahead and move on to the next map. And next up is Log. If you need this resource, you'll see the name in the top left corner and what it looks like. And if you follow the red lines, you'll see all the circles on where you can get this resource. Just note that there are 6 locations where you can get log. So let's go ahead and move on to the next map. Here we go. And next up is Strong Timber. As you can see, the name is in the top left corner. The icon of what it looks like is next to it. And if you follow the red lines, you will see that there are 6 locations for you to get this resource. Just unlock the node, make sure it's connected to a red city, and you are set. So let's go ahead and move on to the next map. And next up is Rift Powder. At the top left corner is the name and the icon right next to it of what it is. And as you can see from the red lines connecting to the circles, there are 4 locations where you can get Rift Powder. Just like I said, make sure that they're all connecting and connected to a red city. So with that, let's move on to the next map. And next up is Terra Powder. As you can see, the name is in the top left corner. The icon of what it looks like, it's brown, and you can see the red lines connecting to the locations where you can find it. And there are 3 locations on the map, and these are the ones, so just make sure that they're connected to each other, like from Keplan to Quarry Cave, and Keplan to Western Serendia Mountains, and so on. So let's go ahead and move on to the next map. And next up is Temporal Powder. As you can see, the name is in the top left corner. The icon of what it looks like, it's gray, and you just follow the red line to the locations where you can find it, which is 3 locations. So with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to the next map. And next up is Shadowveil Powder. As you can see, the name is in the top left corner. The icon of what it looks like is next to it, and if you follow the red line to the areas that are circled in red, you'll see that there are 5 locations where you can get Shadowveil Powder. So with that, let's go ahead and move on to the next map. And next up is Powder of Life. So as you can see, the name is in the top left corner. The icon of what it looks like is to the right of it, and if you follow the red line, you will see that there are 6 locations where you can get Powder of Life. So if you need this resource, there you go. Just make sure that they're connected to a red city and you're good. So with that, let's move on to the next map. And next up is Blaze Powder. As you can see, in the top left corner is the name. To the right of it is the icon of what it looks like. And if you follow the red line, you will see that there are 3 locations where you can get Blaze Powder. So just make sure that they're connected to a red city or each other, and you'll be okay. So let's go ahead and move on to the last resource. Here we go. And next up is Insectivorous Plant Powder. So as you can see, in the top left corner is the name. The icon of what it looks like is to the right of it. It's green. And if you follow the red line all the way down, you'll see that there are 4 locations where you can get this powder. So just make sure that they're connected to a red city and then each other, and you're fine. So with that, let's move on to new information in this video. Here we go. So now that you have an understanding of the maps and where to get the resources that you need, let's go to the book. In manufacturing, you tap on that and now the book opens. There's 3 tabs, and the first tab in green is the ingredients. This is the details of an ingredient like lumber that needs log as a resource and tree sap. You just got through seeing all the maps of where to find those things. And at the like iron ingot is another one, plant-based gunpowder is another. So all of these ingredients make up the items you want to create to give to Lucy, the vendor, for points. And as you can see, the Valencia cannon is the certificate you're trying to unlock for your guild and make those things for your guild. So sturdy stone, adhesive, you can see the 2 ingredients that you need. And lumber, you need log and tree sap. And this one right here is wild grass. You know the map where it's at, it's just by itself. So there's no 2 ingredients, it's just wild grass. So the gray numbers are what you need to make one, and the white numbers are how much you have of it. So what I can do is I can do mass manufacture if I had enough to make more than one. Just hit max and manufacture, or just the manufacture button and tap confirm to make just one. So we're not going to do that, but just letting you know that each one of these things is worth points, and they all ask for something to be made. So you want to get familiar with this book. And there's one more item that will give you points, and that's this, the Dark Matter Stone. So it's those 4 things previous and this one. And this takes simple ingredients: Blaze Powder, Rugged Boulder, and what I showed you was the first one. But they need 60 of that, 35 of that, and 500 of this. So you have the maps on where to go to get what you need. And now that you know the 5 items that will give you points, let's go ahead and introduce you to Lucy, who you're turning it into. Here we go. So this is Lucy Benkum, and she is in every town. and you would tap on manufacture delivery. Let's get used to this interface. What I have up here is the 5 items that will give you points. I'm going to show you what each point value is worth. And here's the Royal Manufacturer Certificate you are trying for. But it's only valid for 6 days after you get it. So you need to make sure you have the materials to craft from the Royal Manufacturer Certificate for the Valencia cannon. And as you can see below, it shows you all the ingredients you need and the quantities of each, so you can be prepared when you get that certificate and crank that out over the course of 6 days. So, very first thing here is the Dark Matter one, which is worth 1,700. Then we have this one right here for 2,760. And then this one for 5,650. And these 2 remaining that are gold are worth 10,000 each. Don't worry, you're not expected to memorize this. After this is a really cool still shot I have, but we'll get to that. I want to show you how much you need to get the top 10. As you can see, this person has 800,000 points. So if it's 10,000 and you need 10 to be 100,000, he had 80 of those cannons to give him 800,000. It is a lot of work, a lot of hard work, but if you want the certificate, you need to be ranked 1 to 10, so in the top 10. And as you can see down here in the top 10, 130,000 is what this person did to get 10 or less. And as you can see, other people, they just made 10 of, say, the gold item, and they got very close. So this gives you an idea of how much you need to make to get in the top 10 as an example. These points do change and people do get aggressive with this, but it kind of gives you, like I said, an idea. So now that that's shown, let's show you a still image of the points. Here we go. So a lot of information was just thrown at you from what to do, all the maps, the book on how to craft, and the competition, and who you're turning into, which is Lucy. This is your cheat sheet that I put together for you so that you can print this out and it'll show you exactly what you need. What is displayed is the 5 items that give you points, how much those points are worth for just one, turning in just one of it, what you're going for, which is the Valencia cannon below, and the details of it, and the materials, the actual ingredients needed to be gathered from all the maps so you can craft that item. So like I said, feel free to print this out, but this is yours to enjoy. And now you know what is needed to get on the leaderboard to get the Valencia cannon to help out your guild. So with that, let's go to the outro of our video. Here we go. And on behalf of Archmage and myself, Magi, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like the videos on this channel, please like, subscribe, let people know I am always making more videos, and there are always more videos left to do. So once again, thank you very much, and you have a great day. Take care. Bye now.